Hi, I'm Eleanor from Refuge Design Workshop. In these videos, I invite you to see spaces through a designer's lens, to notice the subtle details and intentional choices that make a space not just beautiful, but truly livable. Today, we're taking a closer look at deVOL's Peckham Rye Kitchen. I know you love the deVOL kitchens. I can tell by the numbers. So it's the holidays, let's celebrate. We're going to talk about a space that demonstrates how bold color choices, luxurious materials, and an unexpected furniture choice can transform a kitchen into the heart of the home. So let's explore how this design balances some pretty impressive sophistication with some pretty quirky personality. The first thing that captures your attention in this kitchen is the commanding presence of this deep blue-green. It's a very saturated forest green. And notice how the color is not just on the cabinetry, but also on all the walls. Same color, enveloping you, immersing you, creating a whole environment. And this is a brave design choice. Many people will shy away from dark colors in the kitchen because it feels oppressive, it makes a space they think seems smaller, but notice how this rich hue actually creates intimacy and warmth. This is a really fun idea, especially given the shape of the room. We have that slanted ceiling. And then notice also how this dark, deep color serves as a backdrop, making everything else in the room pop. It makes the artwork, it makes the other features advance towards you while it recedes back. The brass hardware pops even more. The natural wood tones both on the table, on the floor, and then notice the ceiling is also gonna, pop even more with this dark contrast. This is a masterclass in using a color as a unifying element that elevates every other element in the space. I love this image. This is the one that got my attention and made me want to look more into what's going on in this kitchen. And before I get into the real centerpiece here, I just want to also point out something about the material. So notice here we get a really strong shot of the marble with the incredible dark veining, very strongly figured marble, we would say. And you can only see a corner of the ceiling here, but it's also got some real character. If I go back to that first image, you can see it better. The marble and the ceiling have a relationship, and I think that's a really neat thing. They don't match, but they both have these whites, these grays, these variations of colors, and they're also got these linear qualities. The shape and the texture is about linearity. So I think that's such a neat move in this kitchen as well. But what I love perhaps the most about this kitchen is the inclusion of artwork. And one of the best details in here, notice how they have that ledge that's the same marble. They use that for the ledge, for the backsplash, for the counter, all the same material. And then they put this brass railing up on that ledge, which holds anything that's perched there from sliding off. So the paintings, the vases with the flowers, all of this is so sumptuous and beautiful. And that detail of the railing is just the perfect chef's kiss. It's the same color, same materiality as all those cabinet pulls and knobs. What a cool thing to make this space also like an art gallery. Which brings me to the lighting strategy. We have to toggle back and forth to these images to really see it. But so notice the pendants, they have a rustic quality, they look old-timey. They're not illuminated in this image, but they're gonna have a bright spot in the middle and then they're gonna glow. And then you also have just an interesting bank of sconces. So this is really the move here. You want the sconces, especially where they're located, so that they can highlight the artwork, but you're also gonna need lighting in this part of the kitchen. The pendants are over the table, but this is a work zone. This is a kitchen. This is the kitchen sink. So someone's washing these dishes. You need good task lighting over your sink. So I love this dual purpose here of the sconces, both creating an alternative lighting plan, but also functioning to illuminate the gallery, as well as creating task lighting for the sink. So this recognizes, I love it. It's really about understanding that the kitchen is more than just a functional space. So they're trying to, you can accommodate different moods and functions throughout the day, whether it's a dinner party and you just want the pendants for this nice glow, whether it's a morning coffee and you just want some task lighting illuminated, or if it's, you're busy and you're cooking and everyone's involved and you want all lights blazing. Okay, so this is pretty cool. There's a sofa in the kitchen. There's something about a sofa in the kitchen. Most of us, our kitchens aren't big enough for a sofa in the kitchen, but you know what? I'm gonna celebrate. I've got vicarious joy for the people here who do have a velvet sofa in the kitchen. What a delightful, unconventional choice. It's so artsy. It's like, we value comfort, we value conversation, we value art. I mean, these are my people. Invite me over for wine. I'd love to hang out in your kitchen. Because this is a real place to linger, to settle in, and hang out with the people who are doing the cooking. So it's really a destination kind of kitchen. It's where you want to come in, hang out, stay out of the way even while people are busy. This is truly a personal touch, and it's really about someone who believes that the conventional kitchen with all the sort of rules about the work triangle and only being a functional space that's maximizing efficiency, that's really not how they wanted to operate in this space. This is living and gathering and hanging out and savoring time together. Okay, I just wanted to share one more thing about this kitchen, which I think is really also very interesting. So when you have a really bold color scheme in one room, what are you doing with the rest of your house? Some people will go bold everywhere, but you don't necessarily have to. And though we can only see a glimpse of it here, this is a wonderful desaturated gray-green we see on the trim and the door, as that's the portal going into the kitchen, but you're going to be in the kitchen looking out. There's a good relationship. The color relationship is the same. It's a green, so it's in this sort of same vein of this one tone of color. And then you're going to have a nice progression. Each room will feel independent, but they have this connection. They have this relationship. And that feels really satisfying when you can pull that off. Not easy to do. As we've seen, deVOL's Peckham Rye Kitchen demonstrates how embracing bold color, mixing high and low materials, incorporating unexpected furniture, and creating thoughtful connections between spaces can result in a kitchen that's both stunningly beautiful and genuinely livable. Thanks for joining me for this closer look at thoughtful design. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another space that beautifully balances form and function. If you'd like more detailed guidance on designing your space, subscribe to my Substack for bi-weekly updates that will perfectly complement this closer look. I've linked that below. Until then, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which elements of this kitchen resonate most with you? See you next time.